Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. I am your host, Ichigo.
And I am your host, Mikan.
What's up, guys? This week we're going to be jumping right into the topic villains who would be great heroes. Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. If you're new here, welcome. Share with a friend, and then have that friend share with another friend, and let's just keep the cycle going. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This week, we are going to be discussing anime villains who would actually make good heroes. And I don't know about you, but this was a hard one for me, to be
So I'm not going to
honest.
lie. I do feel like it was easier to find the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Heroes would be good villains. Because I feel like anyone can turn bad, but it's hard to like really make someone bad good,
I
if you will.
know. That means you literally have to justify basically everything that they're doing
Hmm.
that's bad. Which I'm kind of
But
like,
hmm. So for me, I took into consideration like who would be most capable, like if they just simply were on the other side, like who would make a
mm,
great, like how if they could be really good at it,
mm-hmm,
one, but also I picked a lot of people who have certain powers or abilities that would honestly make the good side, like, win easier kinda vibe.
Well, then mine were literally just random. I'm not gonna, I'm not even
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
lie to you. Mine was like, I wonder if he was a hero.
It would
But
be interesting, like, to see.
yeah, like I think it'd
Mm,
be just a little bit interesting.
I see.
Um, so let's go with your picks first, because like I said, mine are just random.
Mhm.
But I feel like yours is like I don't know, very thought out compared to me.
Not really, but okay, this is actually one of my Roman empires, but, like, some of the greatest leaders in history were terrible people. Like, if you think about it, like, all these terrible people, honest as sad as it is, like, those are the ones we typically remember, the really bad
Mhm.
ones, because they made such a mark.
Right.
And I've like, my Roman Empire has always been like, "Dang, if that person used their power for good, where would we have been today?" You know what I mean?
Right.
So, the first immediate pick that I thought of is Johann from Monster,
What?
because
Okay, okay,
The
okay.
he is, in my opinion, and I think for a lot of anime watchers, he's considered one of the worst villains ever.
Mhm.
Cause he was like, from the moment he was a fetus, he was a monster. He was bad from the get-go, like, he is the psychopath of all psychopaths, and I do feel like the way he can manipulate people, and, like, he's the best serial killer out there. If this man could use his powers for good, he would there wouldn't have been even a story, because he would have just gotten all the bad people, like, he would have just made it work, and he would have been a great hero.
Mm.
Because he's got charisma, his vibe is like, he doesn't look evil, like, he has all the makings of what could be a good person,
Mhm.
and he can manipulate them into doing, like, literally whatever he wants. Which is crazy, just because, I don't know, he has the power to make others like him, but my god, he's terrible.
Well, I mean,
Like, he did some bad stuff. I mean, he is a psychopath, but, mm, if he would have done some good with that, he would have been a great hero.
okay, okay. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it.
Uh,
Okay, okay. I can see it. Um, Mine is also kind of a well, not kind of, is a psychopath. And that would be Yagami Light.
okay, yeah, that's actually he's on my list too.
Because
He
I think had he actually focused on just the bad people
Yes,
messing
I
up the
agree.
world, he
If he
would have
kept on
been
his path, kind of.
yeah, like, stayed
Yeah.
stayed on the path. He veered to the left so hard that
Mhm.
he never made that right turn back
Yeah.
to justice, and he
Yeah.
just kept taking out innocent people, random people. I'm just like, "Bro, come on, slow down." Seriously.
It's hard. I do think because like, he did get a god complex. I mean, who wouldn't? That's
Mhm.
the hard line because it's if you could literally take anyone out with just their name,
Right.
that's a crazy ability. Granted, I feel like he would never truly be able to be a hero because of the way he's doing going about it. He's just killing everybody. But, no, I
Well,
know I feel what
yes.
I get what you mean, though. He would have been a great leader, like, in the shadows, you
Cause
know?
think about it, he would have been able to gain trust, like, just me thinking of him running politically, and,
Mhm.
like, he could actually keep some of the promises of, like, "We gonna clean up and
Clean
get
up,
rid
as in
of."
we gonna literally get rid of people we don't like. Yo, he's just taking out all the
Not
competition.
Yeah, I would say not necessarily taking out the competition, cause in turn that might
Yeah.
still make him a villain,
That will make
he
him
gonna hit
that
that
I mean, that's
left.
basically what what he
But I'm
did.
just thinking like he would be able to quite easily quote unquote clean up the city and like literally getting rid of all the bad people. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you want to go around and be a serial killer? Nah, what's your name? Okay, let me write it down in the book. Boom, you gone. And like he
Mhm.
literally would be able to fight crime by writing their names down in a book.
Yeah.
But I feel like
And
he would have to be very cautious because to some
mhm.
people, one
Yes.
person might be a villain, but to other people, it's like
Yep.
almost like a Robin Hood type was like, well,
Mhm.
yes, he did this bad thing, but he was really helping this other person. It's like, well, does that
Yeah.
person deserve to die? I feel like the really bad people, like the serial killers and, and others,
Mhm.
like those people who literally have no remorse, he could easily take out.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, in the beginning, he, like, did a lot of research, made sure,
Hmm.
like, they did what they did, but I I feel like with that kind of power, it is so hard to, be on the good side.
Yeah.
But if he could manage it, he would be great. But I think what he should have done if he went about it was, like, find the people who are truly doing the bad things and try to bring it to light. If that didn't work, like, show everyone the reality of it. If that didn't work, just take him out. But yeah, that's a very
Mm,
difficult line for any
yeah.
human to cross because
He's thin line, very thin line.
I don't even know, like, he's already across the line by just taking people out, um, like, whoever he wants. But
Yes, but I think he would
it would be
have
a
to use
great
it
power.
to some regard. Like he would have to use it and be able to justify the means for using it.
Mhm.
So in my scenario, he's able to justify the means. Like I'm not taking out, oh, this person like got hurt because of petty theft was like okay, well this is like their first demeanor, so it still kind of like
Mhm.
goes through the court system. But if it's like a serial offense, aka like serial killers, then just
Mhm.
write the name in the book. Boom, you gone.
Mhm.
But
I
then
mean,
the other thing is that people don't know that it's him, so he's kind of like a almost like a Batman
he's like a vigilante a
type.
bit.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
he's a
See
hero, but
see,
people don't
what
see it.
also becomes difficult with that is
Hmm.
some of the most powerful people or the people who can make a change, they haven't necessarily taken a life. They might be bad people, but they haven't necessarily they themselves done a crime.
Mm,
You know what I mean? But because of let's say there's, like, a terrible corporation that's, like, polluting the earth, right?
hmm.
The person who owns that company or the person who's the head of that company maybe keeps making these terrible decisions, like and because this person has so much power, he is technically, let's say, messing up the ecosystem there, messing up a lot of people's lives there, but he hasn't technically committed a crime. He hasn't taken a life personally. And I feel like that's where the line starts to get very blurry because technically,
Mm.
yes, by standards, on a moral or ethics standing, that person is a bad person. They're selfish and greedy and they're doing the wrong thing. And technically, if you're able to take that person out, it would be good for the rest of the world. It would be. And I feel like most bad people, especially at the higher end, are like that. They're
Mm,
not necessarily they haven't committed a crime, but their choices and their actions have led to the suffering and possibly even deaths of, like, hundreds of thousands of people.
mhm.
But did they technically commit a crime? Like, did they themselves it's not like they went and stabby someone. So, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. It's just the way that you explained that.
I was like, stabby someone. But I do and that's where it's like the big fish that would truly make a difference in society, that's where it's like, "Ooh, the lines
Mm,
are so blurry." The
yeah,
lines are so blurry, but it would technically, if you take out those people, that would probably offset, like, the balance of the world so much better than if you take out, like, criminals on the bottom, who are just, like,
right.
maybe serial killers or so that would be a very interesting concept, and I feel like that's the reason why I did enjoy Death Note because there
Mhm.
were things that they started to talk about, like, regarding that, like, who gets to decide
Right.
who is bad, and so that would really honestly I mean, that was kind of the plot of Death Note, I guess you could say, and how he
Yeah.
started to just go to the dark side because he got to decide
He didn't
who
just
lived and
like
died.
slowly go to the dark side. He went full force,
I
like
mean, yeah.
running into it full. I mean, just sprinting
Mhm. But
to the
but once
dark side.
again, he there was still people that felt he was doing good, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Granted, yeah, there were some people once I feel like he started, I think, killing, like, police officers or whatnot, people who are, like, coming
Yeah.
after him, it kinda started to draw a line, but the reason why, like, they started going after him was because he started kinda poking, like, the big fish up there, you know? People
Well,
who
and see,
haven't necessarily
that's why he got to do
committed a
it
crime.
right. Well, yes. So that's where his problem was. But had
Mhm.
he like done it, I think in the scenario that I'm thinking of is like I said, he's Batman. So he like
Mhm.
nobody knows that he's doing it.
Yeah.
So in the daytime he's Yagami Light, and then in the evening he's whatever, you know, little Batman lightning that
Mhm.
he has is what he's gonna go with. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like but I do agree with you. It's like at what point is that line, that very, very, very thin line?
Yeah.
But I don't. I think he would make a pretty good hero had he like really just had a whole heroes complex, like typical heroes complex per anime. I don't
Mhm.
think that line would have been as thin. Like, let's say
Yeah.
he had like a Deku type of heroes complex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it's like, oh, he's more willing to, I guess, like go through proper means. So let's say the person
Mhm.
that if he is deciding, if he is like the final factor of this person's life, like you either gonna have your name written in the book or um you gonna go to jail, then it's like a trial setup, in which case
Yeah.
like he would be like the ultimate decider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in which case he would still have to follow like the rules. And in that case, then yeah, I think he would make a pretty good hero because he's
Mhm.
basically helping keep the city clean and cleaning up people.
Yeah.
But
I do like, when you were saying Batman, I do think if he kind of went through the vibe of, like, a bad leader or whatever, and he goes to them and is like, "If you don't reveal your crimes, I will, like, put you in my death note," kind of vibe. I feel
mhm.
like he coulda done pretty well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. He could have, done his own research and figured it out and then just gone in disguise.
Mhm. Or just, like, somehow on like, reach them and be like, "Listen, I know exactly what you've been doing
Mhm.
and what you did. If you don't confess,
You
it's
gotta
like you got
go.
24 hours before I take you out myself."
Oh my gosh, what's that horror movie? Scream? That's what it sounds like.
He's just calling up all these people.
Yeah. You
Uh,
you got 7 days. You got
mm,
7 days to confess and make things right. Otherwise, your name going in the book.
mhm.
That's how you can weed people out too. Because think about it, the people who really don't see that they're doing wrong, then they're like, oh shoot, I'm actually doing these things as wrong. Let me try and fix and correct my actions. Compared to the people who are like, Nah, I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna do what I want to do. It's like, well, you got your name written in the book.
Mm-hmm.
You had 7 days.
You had 7 days. That's a whole week, sir.
You had a whole week to try and correct your action.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't do absolutely nothing. And if anything, you made it worse. So, homeboy, you gotta get your name written in this book.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
So my next one is Geto from JJK.
Mm.
If listen, if he had stayed on this basically the side of good,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was necessarily like the worst villain or whatnot. He just had
He's
issues, okay?
misguided. Yeah,
Mhm.
he had a lot. He was misguided and had a lot of, I don't want to say mental, but low key mental
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah. I mean, I totally get it. Uh
Mm,
I do think though because if he was able to stay sort of with Gojo, like because he has the brains, right?
right,
Geto has like the mind and capability to like manipulate a situation, understand like the backings of like how to deal with all the higher up leaders and whatnot. And I feel he would have been able to work that crowd better because Gojo is just too strong. Like he's not here to like work with other people. You know what I mean? He's just here to
right.
plow everything down. But if he had like a partner in crime who could do those things, oh man, they would have done some crazy stuff.
Mm.
So unfortunate. But I feel like that would have just made Gojo like way too overpowered even
It would
more because
have.
he's already overpowered.
Well, I was
He
about to
needs
say it
like a
would have made
weakness, you know?
him super overpowered and like even more cocky than he already is because he knows that nobody can stop him.
But I feel like that's why Geto was good because he's like, listen, he's the one he was able to bring him back down.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were like two halves of a whole kind of thing.
Yeah, the
And
yin and the yang.
yeah. And he knows him well enough. Like they kind of know each other, but he knows him well enough to like use what he knows to like, bring him back down to reality.
Right.
Ugh, they would have been so great. So if he could go and if he stayed on the side of good, they would have killed it together.
I think they would have too. Now, as soon as you said that, that scene in front of KFC immediately popped in my head.
Oh my
I'm just thinking,
god.
had Gojo eventually convinced Suguru to come back, that KFC scene would have never happened. Or even if it did happen, then it's like, okay, yeah, you know what, you right. Let me come on over to the good side.
Mhm. Yeah, if only.
But then I wonder how the story would have unfolded. That would have been interesting to kind of see.
Yeah, it would have been honestly really different. I feel like Gojo would have had a lot more allies
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
of Geto.
Hmm. Because they would have trusted Geto, not Gojo.
Yes, to keep
Gojo's
him in
running
line
off
and
of emotion.
like Gojo is just not likable like in that world, you know what I mean?
No,
He ain't nobody like him. Like
he good looking. That's about
realistically.
it.
Yeah,
But
yes,
he
the
knows he's
ladies like
cocky.
him. Mhm. But like
Yes.
imagine having to work with someone like that. Like girl, I would I would just quit. I'd be like, "No, I can't work with this man."
Well, and I think that was basically like if you think about Mei Mei and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the other girl's name. Utahime. Their interactions with Gojo was completely polar opposite, which I thought was hilarious because Mei Mei was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna accept you for who you are and we're gonna have fun little banter back and forth and it's gonna be
Mhm.
all good. But everything that Gojo said pissed Utahime off. It was like literally everything that came out of his mouth. And
Mhm.
so I just love that you kind of get to see two different people interacting with him. It's like one who's like, yeah, I don't really care. It is what it is. You are who you
Mhm.
are. And then the other one who's like, oh my gosh, every time I see you, it's on site.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you in the case that had Suguru stayed with Gojo,
Mhm.
they would have been a great, like you said, power couple. But also, Gojo would have had a lot more allies. I would have
Mhm.
made it work just because the eye candy alone. Just
But, like, if even if you have eye candy, when the person itself is so annoying, le
yeah, that's
and the thing
true.
is with Gojo, like, for him, everything works out because he just bulldozes because he's so strong, he can bulldoze everything. But,
Hmm.
like, in politics, like, you just that doesn't work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's, like, the worst guy to, like, work with. That's why he's a lone wolf. Ain't nobody wanna work with that man.
No.
Unless you're really weak and you wanna survive, then you want him.
Well, and then if that's the case, you just gotta suck it up and be like, look, this is just this.
Mhm.
That's how he is. That's his personality. I'm gonna stick with him
Yeah.
to ensure my safety.
Yeah.
Hmm. I like that one.
But, man,
Uh,
God forbid Gojo had, like, the sense basically became like Geto and was like, "Oh, I hate," like
Gojo
because
turning
he was
to the
like, "I don't
dark
like my,"
side.
and he just hates people that are, like, non-sorcerers. That would've been terrifying.
Ooh, dang, we should have mentioned Gojo in the last episode. That would have been good.
Mhm. It would've, but he's so when you're so strong, I feel like you just don't care. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You don't really the thought of, like, weaker people doesn't really even hit your mind, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of is that vibe, like, he only really cares about the people he cares about, and he's just yeah. So it's a good thing he managed to stay on the good side because, geez, if he was on the other side, it would've been terrifying.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's
But yeah,
true.
what's your next one?
So my next one is just a little bit out of pocket.
Okay.
Frieza from Dragon Ball Z.
Hmm.
Now, for those of y'all who had an audible gasp that we can't hear, but I know it's there. Think about it. Okay, Frieza is strong-willed. Okay? He don't know how to stop, which makes him the perfect hero because think about it. Had he been a good guy, he would have been going from planet to planet, and rather than destroying the planet, he would have been going planet to planet to try and save the planet from the Saiyans, who were literally going around conquering planets before Frieza took over.
Mm.
Because if you think about it, Vegeta said that Planet Vegeta, which was their home planet, they
Mhm.
were conquerors. They were warriors that would go around conquering other planets, right? Until Frieza came, took over. Frieza and his daddy and his brother, I guess, came and took over the planet and basically wiped the planet out off existence.
Mhm.
So I'm just thinking, had Frieza actually been a good guy and gone from planet to planet to stop the Saiyans from conquering other planets, he might have been like good and helping, but then, the whole story of Dragon Ball Z would be non existent.
That is true.
I think Vegeta would have stayed a villain, quite honestly. Vegeta would have stayed a villain. Um, yeah, and who knows what else from the track.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
but I'm just thinking, like, in, I believe, Dragon Ball Super, Goku goes to get Frieza so that he can fight in the tournament. And everybody was
Mhm.
like, why are you doing this? Like, what? Why get Frieza to fight in the tournament? And it was that point, it's like, yeah, Frieza just, all he wants to do is fight. Especially
Yeah.
Goku. Like, all he wants to do is fight. He wants to conquer. He wants to take over everything. If you think about him as a hero, that means he's literally has, like, nothing is going to stop him from doing good.
Yeah.
He's just going to keep going and going until good is been instilled and everything is at
Mhm.
peace.
Yeah.
But it that's all I have to say for him because I'm like, his track record really don't make him a very good hero.
It would be a little bit of a rough transition there.
It would be a hell of a rough transition. But I'm just thinking, had Frieza started out a good guy and he's like, oh my gosh, the Saiyans are taking over other planets. I'm going to go and I'm going to save these other planets from the Saiyans that are taking over.
Mhm.
Had he had that mindset rather than, I'm just going to go around and blow up planets and conquer everybody because I want to be in charge of the whole universe, basically, I think he would have made a pretty decent hero. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Okay, okay. Interesting. It's just hard to see, you know?
Like I said, it was out of pocket, but I was just thinking, like, he would probably make a pretty decent hero.
Mm-hmm.
That rubber man gonna have to
Yeah.
be, strong. But he might make a pretty good hero. I
No.
mean,
he might. Oh my
I
god.
think if some of the other characters that started out villains can turn their life around and become heroes, why can't Frieza? Vegeta started
Yeah.
out a villain. Piccolo started out a villain. Technically, Yamcha and Tien started out villains. Both Android 18 and 17 started out villains. And look at them now. They're all heroes now.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't Frieza join? I mean, I don't know. This like I said, very out of pocket. But I'm just saying, if everybody else had a redemption, Frieza should be able to be redeemed too, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah. I mean, why not? We're talking about villains anyway, so
We're
I mean,
talking
he
about
fits.
villains.
He fits the bill.
It fits the bill. I mean, technically, in this episode, all the villains is getting redeemed
Mm-hmm. That's
and
true.
joining the good side. That's my
I
most out of pocket one. That's like I said. I
okay.
think that's probably my
Yeah,
most
that
out
makes
of
sense.
pocket one.
Then the next one I have is actually based on his power, like mainly on his power. I think he
Okay.
would be too overpowered if he was a hero, honestly, but he would truly add a great deal of power to the good side. But Overhaul from My Hero Academia,
I thought about
his,
him too.
I mean, he would be great. Like, he would be very important in saving lives. He could restore people to like their perfect state using
Mm-hmm.
his quirk. And then like he could just heal everybody. You know, he doesn't even have to fight. He just stands back and in seconds can cure everyone to like back to being on the brink of death to like 100% good.
Yeah.
I I think he can even resurrect people. So everyone keeps coming back. I mean, you don't even have to fight, you know. You would win every time basically. And he could
Yeah.
cure I think any illness.
Mm-hmm.
Um he would be way too overpowered though, but I do think he would be a great hero because yeah, he just stands back and is like, "Everyone go do your thing. Oh, you're dying? Oh, here you go. You good again." But I feel like he's kinda well, he kinda is the same as Geto because I think they both Overhaul hated quirks,
Mm,
and then
yeah.
Geto is like similarly they're like in a weird way, they're like racist. Geto don't like people non-sorcerers, and Overhaul is like, "I hate quirks. We have to get rid of them."
Which is weird because he has a
Well,
quirk.
I know, and he uses the quirk to try to, like, bring about a world with, I guess, without quirks, but I'm like, if the majority of
Mm-hmm.
people have quirks,
You would think he would be on the people's side with the quirks, but that actually is giving
it don't make
X-Men
sense.
vibes.
It really is, except he hates himself in a sense because he don't like
Mm.
quirks. But yeah,
I mean,
he
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like his
I
power
can
would
see
be
that.
very useful.
It would be. I can agree with that one. He would have it would be another, long redemption, but
Yeah, very true.
I can see that. So my next one, and this is actually probably my last one.
Mm.
Itachi.
I mean, was he a villain?
He took out a whole village.
Well, that's because the village was about to do some no good stuff.
I mean, yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like, quite honestly, had he not taken out the village, in this case, like he's in his story, he's an anti-hero, right?
I don't think he's even an anti-hero. I think he's just undercover. He literally is just undercover technically. I mean, that would just make the government bad. Like, you know.
Yeah, in this case, like I don't. I feel like there's other ways that he could have went about. Maybe I don't know. He was one of those. I was like, he's kind of borderline because I see why he did it, and I get why he did it, but
I mean, if you're trying to prevent war, he's basically just like an undercover agent. He was literally just a double agent. And I mean, he did it to protect his baby brother. Like, what else is he supposed to do?
I mean, but his parents too, though, and he didn't even he didn't even
Well,
explain
his
to
parents
his
were kind of the
brother.
ones who
Yeah, that's
were.
true. That they was at fault.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up just choosing like his country in a sense, you could say. He
Mm,
chose his country over his people, his clan, you know.
yeah.
That one's a hard one because he is technically on this, well, it depends on who you ask, who's the side of good, but
I mean,
overall to prevent a war.
story wise, he is veered as a villain.
Initially, because people didn't know
Mm,
his, like,
his
but it turns
backstory.
out he was a double agent, just trying to protect his little brother, you know? But I do get it, like, he's just on, like, a gray line because he did what he had to do for his,
For his people.
like, literally
Yeah.
for his country, kind of.
Yeah. So it was literally between Scar
Oh,
from
I
Full
had
Metal
Scar too,
Alchemist
yeah.
and Itachi. But I
Mhm.
feel like in Scar's case, he was also fighting because of what happened to
Yeah.
his family, his people.
Yeah. I feel like Scar makes more sense because Itachi in the end was kind of, I feel like he wasn't necessarily like he doesn't really fit the bill of like a villain. It's just more so he was originally portrayed like that because we didn't really know
Mm,
him. But Scar I can understand because he's more on the borderline of, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, but like his reasoning for it is,
revenge.
understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not like I feel like Scar's
It's
case was also
personal.
his was personal. He
It's
had a
personal.
specific
Mhm.
target too. So
Yeah.
he wasn't just going around killing random people. He
Yeah,
was
he was doing
literally
it for revenge.
targeting
Yeah, while
the
Itachi
state
was doing it
alchemists.
for, like, he was, like, basically in the military kind of vibe, and he
Mhm.
just took orders to protect his country, like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I agree. It wasn't, well, it was personal, Itachi still killed his own people, but, like, it wasn't personal, if that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. No, those were that's all I had.
Yeah.
It's just those two.
Yeah, I put Meruem from Hunter x Hunter.
Ooh.
I feel like, well, towards the end, we could see like his humanity slowly start to come out. Like he was starting to
Mm,
feel things,
right.
when he was playing with Komugi, I think. And I do feel like he had potential. Like he could have led his little army to like be good, maybe, and be strong. Granted, they did kill a lot of people, so that would have been a bit difficult. You know what I mean? But I feel like they gone, he could have been a great uh, base asset to like the good side.
Mhm.
'Cause he was strong as hell. But yeah, he's
He
a easy
was.
one for me, like, I feel like he would have been pretty much easier compared to the other people to, like, kinda turn because he at towards the end, unlike the others, which usually they start kind of good and then they go bad, but he was,
Mhm.
like, the opposite. He kinda slowly shifted and was like, "Oh, people aren't so bad actually." But
Yeah.
my last one, which I don't know if you're gonna agree with,
Uh-uh.
is Zeke.
Straight to jail. Straight straight to jail. I'm about to
Zeke
put you in the basement with Curtis cuz
from
excuse me?
Attack on Titan.
No,
Listen.
absolutely not.
Listen.
Absolutely not. He would not have made a hero. I'm sorry. Aaron is not even a hero in this story.
Aaron
No.
could have been. I mean,
How,
he's definitely not a
Sway?
hero, but Aaron could have been a hero if he, didn't go and try to kill everybody. Like, but he was too jaded at that point. Um,
Yes.
but Zeke could have. He
No.
could have. Like, he had the intention in a weird way. He wanted to save his people, if you will.
Homeboy got his
Um,
own mother and father killed. Well,
okay, well,
technically
he
not
was
his daddy,
a child
but
and he was brainwashed and he thought they were bad people. Okay. He was a kid. He wasn't, how was he supposed to know? And I think his grandparents were also convincing him. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's what I'm saying.
I
Had he spent less
mean,
time with his grandparents and more time with his parents, then maybe he would not have snitched. But he knew what he was doing from the jump. He knew
see,
what he was
thing,
doing from a young age. He's too easily influenced to be a hero.
the thing was, his motivation behind everything was he wanted to end suffering because he wanted to, stop Eldians from procreating more. But what he ultimately wanted to do was end the cycle of violence caused by Titans.
I mean, I
And
get that, but
to his own people, like he kind of in a way he wanted to save his people. And I feel like if he could have been a bridge between Paradise Island and, the Marlians, like, and his people back on the mainland, like he could have done that. Like people respected him, people believed in him, people followed him. Like he was a good leader overall, and he did care for his people. Like he really cared for the kids that worked under him, and he did care for the people he fought with. You know what I mean? So I feel
yeah.
like if he could have been the bridge, he would have. And I feel like he would have been capable also of saving Eren.
The only way I can see Zeke becoming a hero and getting redemption is if he somehow, with utilizing his Titan abilities,
Mhm.
somehow had managed to tell his people the truth about the Titans on Paradise Island, and then somehow finding a way to relocate all of them to Paradise Island.
Wait, what do you mean by the truth?
So the truth is in like not the self-hating truth, like we are the problem and
Oh.
they're the betrayal. I think like had what he learned later, like after he met Aaron,
Mhm.
had that knowledge been used to go back and actually like tell the truth to the people living on Paradise Island, like look,
Mhm.
or not Paradise Island, to about the people on Paradise Island, and he go back and say, look, they're not devils, they're not evil, they're just like us, they're our
Mhm.
ancestors, like we're all brother and sisters, like we're all like family and stuff like that. I think quite honestly, had he convinced them, his people, to slowly move and migrate to Paradise Island so
Mhm.
that the Marlians
Mhm.
could not have that much influence over them anymore,
Mhm.
I would take him in as a hero because he was able to kind of separate the two. Because basically
Okay.
the Eldians that are in the area with the uh, people of Marley, they are still in some degree, very very high degree. Oh man, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, mistreated,
Mhm. Being persecuted and stuff.
being persecuted and everything just
Mhm.
because they're Eldians rather than them themselves. The Eldians that are on Paradise Island, they're all in their own community.
Mhm.
Now, in this particular case, it sounds very segregation. That's basically how this sounds. But what I'm and I mean in this particular in that time period, that's how they are. the Eldians that are on the same island as the Marlians, they are still segregated from the Marlians. They're looked at and they are um treated badly just because of their ancestry, right? What I'm
Mhm.
saying is, it had Zeke somehow convinced, because even like some of the Marlians respect Zeke. Had Zeke
Yeah.
managed to convince them, like, look, we understand that we are the problem. I know y'all are scared of us. How about you just let us go to that island over there, and I will promise you that we will not come over here. Like, you leave us over there.
I agree. I know what you're trying to say. I feel you. Like if he could have been the bridge, it just would have never worked because the only leverage
Yeah.
Marlians had was they had some Eldians to still keep and fight with. If he could have like managed some peace talks, like it would have made sense.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have been a hero. And the thing is, though, I do think he realized like, oh, these Eldians aren't like evil. You know, I feel
Hmm.
like out of everyone, he was one of the first ones to know and understand that.
Yep.
Um, the problem was his goal, like he in his mind, like he's like the only way to end all of this is like to make everyone infertile, like our people infertile, because we will always be a threat to the rest of the world. And so,
Which is sad. That's
which is really
just
sad. So he, in a weird way, he kind of chose what he thought was best. Which I feel like I can't fault him for that. He's just kind of annoying, but I can't fault him for like what the good he tried to do. Um, he was just on the other side, you know. But I feel like if he was able to truly kind of find some kind of level of peace, he would have made a pretty good hero. I mean, granted, I don't think he's really a villain, and to me, he wasn't a villain. Even with the current story, he really wasn't a villain. It's just everyone just has different beliefs, and he just tried to find the best solution to end the suffering. But it's really hard because it's kind of like that thing where it's like in that story, nobody's really wrong. You know what I mean? Nobody's like fully wrong.
mm, mm, there's a
Like
couple
who's
people in
wrong?
that story that's wrong. Number one, the Marlians.
The thing though is, if you look at their history, there's a reason why they do things. Should they have treated the Eldians like that? Of course not. Of course not. It's just a vicious cycle, but they are heavily threatened by not only the Eldians, but also the rest of the world. And so, are there a lot of bad people there? Yes. But as like a society, I understand why they're doing the things they do. If only they didn't have to go to war so often. But yeah, but
Yeah,
these
I was about to
people
say
are
they go to
like,
war too often.
yeah, but the rest of the world as well, though. So it's not just it doesn't just lie on them. It's just that they're more so tied into Eldians compared to the rest of the world. But the problem also is like Aaron just I don't know. It's hard because the story went the way that it did, and if Zeke could have like convinced them more, if he could have said some stuff to both sides, I feel like he would have made more of a difference. But when people run on fear, it's just hard. Also, how the hell do you trust your enemy when you can barely trust your own people? You know what I mean?
Girl,
That's asking a lot. Like, I'm
that
not gonna
part
lie,
right there.
I would never trust Aaron. Like, if
No,
I was on the other
absolutely
side,
not.
I would never trust Aaron. Like,
Mm-mm.
I would never trust those people with like much that level of power in general. Like, as a leader, like I just could never.
It's always stuck in the back of your mind, like,
Yeah,
one of
like
these
I
days
just
they're
can't.
gonna
Like,
come over here.
what do you mean they can start the rumbling whenever they want? Like, what? What do you mean?
Okay, so there's nothing that we can do to save ourselves? No? Okay.
Yeah, like what? What do you? How do you negotiate with like someone who can literally end the world in the
No.
blink of an eye? I don't know. That's more like a dictatorship, but okay. Gotta level like even out the playing
Yeah,
field a
because
bit here.
if that's the case, because if you surrender, then you looked at sideways by your own people because you surrendered to the people that can literally end the world in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't know.
gosh.
Like it's a tough position to be in, no matter who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll let you have that one. You can have it. You have
Thank you.
convinced me just a little bit. You can have it. But oh, this was fun.
I know, it was really
Trying
fun.
to think about who's getting redeemed.
Mhm. Who has the power? Who is capable? Who's most capable, you know?
Yeah. Do these villains deserve, I said reserve, my bad, y'all. Do these villains deserve redemption? And if so, let us know. And are there any villains that you guys think would be great heroes? And how long do they have to redeem themselves to make a perfect hero? Thank you guys so much for joining us this week on another episode of Anime Sekai Podcast. We hope you guys will be following us on our Instagram and our TikTok pages at Anime Sekai Podcast. Each week we will be discussing something new. So if you're new here, we hope you guys will stick around. And once again, tell a friend, have that friend tell another friend, and just start the chain roll, guys. We really
Mhm.
appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we will catch you guys in another 2 weeks with another brand new episode of Anime Sekai Podcast. Thanks, guys, so much. Catch you in 2 weeks.
See you on the flip side, guys. Bye.
Bye.